Yo, guys, welcome back to the championship rounds. And there's a very special episode today because we've got a special guest on. It's the return of Sam for the UFC 280 special.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
you been, fella? How you been?
I've been all right. The card was too big for me not to come on and just talk about UFC. I have to hold it in now because I'm not on the channel that much, so I just needed to release. But I think you'd agree it's a good card, and the benefit is we can actually watch it at a normal time here, which is 1 in a million. You don't get that chance much.
It's for you guys in the UK. The main card starts at 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m., which is perfect.
Yeah, which is good. It is on BT Sport box office though, so you will have to pay for this card or just stream it. Up to you. Anyway, we'll get into the fight. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna go through the top 3 fights on the card. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. So we're gonna start off rightfully with Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. It's a 3-rounder, which is obviously very interesting this time. It's a big step up for Sean O'Malley. I think this is his biggest test, no doubt, in that division. He's fighting the #1 ranked guy who's coming off a loss to Aljamain Sterling, and he's obviously coming off of that weird win, I guess, over Pedro Munoz. So what are your thoughts on that fight, man?
I think it's an exciting fight. I think the frustration in when you see Sean O'Malley, and I can see the fighters getting frustrated about this, when you see him on Countdown with his Lamborghinis and his all this money, and he's fought like no one in the top 10. I don't know if Pedro Munoz might have been at the time, but definitely not. Yeah, no one top 5. No one no one at the top level competition that all the other fighters are facing. But he seems to be reaping the rewards that the other guys should have been getting as well. But in terms of the actual fight, I think it's a tough fight for O'Malley, man. 3-round does benefit him though, because Yan comes on very strong. I was watching the Sanhagen fight earlier. And he came on so strong in the 4th and 5th. He just gets stronger as the fight goes. People say he makes reads, but I feel like Sean just saying he's going to keep it long, like Jan's some amateur guy that doesn't know how to get around that style. The guy's striking is unbelievable. Like, he closes that gap quick. He's explosive. He'll counter. He trains at Muay Thai, Tiger Muay Thai up in Thailand. So he'll be training with the best Muay Thai people. So if Sean O'Malley thinks he's going to be able to keep it long and just jab him off and front kick him off, I think he's got another thing coming. I think he might take round 1, but we're going to see Peter turn it up round 2 and 3. I think he'll get a decision win. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, to be honest, man, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think that round 1, I think they're basically banking to win that round because, like you said, he normally kind of downloads data on the fighter. He's kind of throwing feints to see how they react to it so they can capitalize in the later rounds. But I think it's all going to come down to that round 2. I can see Yan winning round 3. It's whoever wins round 2, and it's whoever lands the more powerful looking shots, because at the same time you have to catch the judges' attention. That's what it's going to come down to. I for some reason can see Sean O'Malley getting a controversial win here. I can see him taking the first round by kind of dancing around. I think he'll be happy to be on the back foot for the majority of the fight, and just try and keep some sort of range and just keep moving around. But I think if he lands a couple of clean shots, I think it can really sway in the favor of the judges. I think Yan will come on strong in that 3rd round. I would actually like Yan to try and mix in some wrestling.
I was going to ask you, who do you think's got the grappling advantage?
Well, I think O'Malley has, just because of his frame, has probably got a really good takedown defense. He obviously, I think his jiu-jitsu is quite high level as well.
Yeah.
But Yan showed in that first fight against Sterling, like he can wrestle, man.
Yeah, he's strong. He's strong. He's throwing them around.
And there's some really good wrestlers at Tiger Muay Thai as well. Yeah. So I would like to see him mix it up, even if it was just if he shoots a couple of times just to make O'Malley think. It'll kind of negate his striking in the fight as well. But yeah, it's a really, really interesting fight because I have no idea how it's going to go. It's a massive step up for O'Malley. Like Dana said, this is basically his Conor versus Aldo moment. Like if he wins this, it's him versus the winner of TJ Aldo, really. So
see, the thing is that I was thinking, do you think this is strategic by Sean? Thinking, I don't think I can beat this guy in 5 rounds. So if I beat him now in a 3-rounder, then if I become a title holder, I don't need to face him in a 5-rounder because I'll just have beaten him.
I don't think he can beat him in a 5-rounder.
No, I don't think so
I
either.
don't think he can put him away. I think he's going to find that in there because obviously he's finished fights against like Matinho, like who obviously just stood there and absorbed stupid amounts of shots. I think Almeida as well, he did end up finishing. But I just think Jan, one, he's very clever. Like his boxing is really good. Like he's got a really good boxing IQ. And two, I think he is tough. So I just don't see him being able to get him out of there. And in a 5-round fight, that's like a massive issue. So this is basically they're trying to set him up here, Sean O'Malley, to try and push on and become a massive star. And it's a perfect opportunity for him. So it's down to we'll have to wait and see if he can capitalize on it, really.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think if he does mix in the grappling, we know we can grapple. What about the low kicks? They seem to be able to land on Sean O'Malley. That's a tactic that we were discussing earlier that Munoz tried to use. Jan has got low kicks. I was watching him fight earlier. He knows how to, he's good at Muay Thai as well. So do you think that would be any strategy to maybe start first round throwing them if he's a bit slow?
I'm not too sure because O'Malley checked quite a few of Munoz's low kicks as well in that fight. So I don't know if he's going to bank on that. But I think, like you're saying, there's a lot of tools there that he can use. So I think as long as he mixes it up and keeps Sean guessing, I think that's going to make a big difference in the fight because I don't see O'Malley trying to wrestle him. All I see is him trying to keep him at range and trying to crack him. And that's what I see. He's a guy who likes to make fights exciting. He openly says it as well. So I think, I think if he switches up his attacks, Jan, in there, then it's going to cause some real problems for Sean O'Malley. But he needs to do it quickly. That's the thing.
That's
hopefully, because it's not 5 rounds, because he doesn't need to conserve as much energy, he can actually go out there and put the pace on him a little bit.
Yeah. We have seen when he gets going and he's putting that pressure on you, he's a dog. Like you can't really do much about it. But it's just it's the 3-rounder thing, man. It's gonna be interesting. But I'll still go Jan. Decision.
I'm gonna go with Sean O'Malley. Split decision.
Okay. Cool. The next one on the list is TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling for the belt. What's your thoughts on that? I've got a few thoughts on that.
It's a proper weird one, man, because again, I think it's 50-50. Like it's a proper 50-50 fight, but only a 50-50 in the sense of I don't know what TJ still has left in the tank. That's what it is for me, because obviously he went through that whole cut down to flyweight, which absolutely destroyed him. Against Sandhagen, he was taking shots. He managed to get Sandhagen up to the fence, but he wasn't as dominant with his wrestling as obviously Aljamain Sterling was. Sterling just took him down, put him in a body triangle and choked him out like it was
crazy.
I think, I don't know if these two are going to try and wrestle each other that much. I think they might test each other's wrestling. They're both quite high level. Like TJ's going to scramble. And Aljamain's not going to want to waste loads of energy over 5 rounds. Just keep on trying to take him down. So I think it might be like a Usman Covington situation where they both negate each other's wrestling and it stays on the feet.
Yeah, it's interesting. I still think after watching a lot of Aljamain, his back take is ridiculous. Like the way he can get onto someone's back and just ride out the round or threaten with submissions. So I feel like if you take that away from him, I'm swayed towards TJ. That's why I think he will try and get a round or two to win it the same way he did with Jan. Get to that back and stay there. It's an easy way for him to win the round because he's so comfortable there. So I feel like he is gonna test TJ's wrestling, but if TJ doesn't let him, I kind of see TJ being better on the feet. I feel like he's awkward. The way he moves is different. That Dwayne Ludwig style, it's kind of based a little bit of Dominic Cruz. It was like halfway sort of house with that. So I feel like on the feet, TJ gets it, but I still think Aljamain's is gonna maybe get to the back and be in that dominant position. So like you said, it's 50-50, man. I'm not sure. I want TJ to win. I think he's a dog, man. Like in that Sandhagen fight, he injured his knee first round and he just carried on. I didn't even realize. You can't tell. But he held on to the submission. I think in the first round, and it wrecked his knee. So to fight through that is just crazy, man. I do favor him. But yeah, I'll go with TJ. I'll go with TJ decision.
It's interesting as well. One thing that he did well in the Sandhagen fight, I think that he can capitalize on towards the end of the round. Sterling seems to like tire towards the end of a fight. So one thing that TJ can capitalize on, Sandhagen was I think I can't remember the round now, but he threw like a kick, and Sterling loves to throw those kind of high kicks as well. And he just caught it and put him on his ass, basically.
Yeah.
So I think if he uses that, he's got a really nice blast double as well. If it's towards the later end of the round and it's looking like, oh, we don't know which way this round's going, I think TJ does have that in the tank to try and win the end of the round. So I think, especially in the later rounds, if it does go to 3, 4, and 5, I think if it gets to about 4 minutes and it's kind of even in there, and he can get him to the ground, that will win him that round, basically. So he can nick a couple of rounds in there. And I think that's what he's going to have to do, because Sterling will be happy to nick rounds in there. He'll happily lie there on the ground, like, just to win the round. So I think TJ has to be smart in there. He has got good fight IQ because he's demonstrated it against Cody in their fights as well. So I think, he's patient and he will be looking to pick up points and pick up rounds in there. So
So I'm not sure if I heard this right, but was TJ a D1 wrestler and Aljamain's a D3 wrestler?
I'm not too sure about the whole D1s and
D3s.
Yeah, the only person I've ever really heard, because it's not a thing here, isn't it? But I know they're both college wrestlers. I don't know what level.
What level? I suppose it doesn't always translate anyway, really, does it? And when you mix in,
that's what I mean. Look at, like we said before, the Colby and Usman fight. Like, Colby's a D1 and Usman was a D2, but no one really took each other down. So does it make that much of a fucking difference?
Nah. That was years ago as well.
My prediction for that fight, fucking hell, there's a lot of split decisions, man. I think it might be TJ split decision, and he'll cement himself as the greatest bantamweight of all time in there.
3 times he's won it then.
Yeah, I think he'll. And then there's no question that I think he's the greatest bantamweight if he wins that. If Aljo wins, fucking hell, he's setting himself up in good stead there.
Who else would there be left if he wins? I'm just looking now. Who else if he gets through TJ?
Sean O'Malley.
That's the only guy.
If he beats Jan. And Sean O'Malley's never been tested by a wrestler either, so I don't know, man. He might end up fucking clearing out that division. Is that Davashili in that division at Mirab?
He's in, let me have a look. I think so.
They're teammates, I think, though. So I don't know what the schedule.
Yeah. But I think Cejudo's gonna have to come back, man.
Yeah, but to be honest, if Cejudo comes back and he's not lost a step, I think he'll make light work of Aljamain anyway.
You think?
He's a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, the guy's man. Yeah. Okay, cool.